All right, all right, all right. So, let's get some cards out of the mother deck. I just saw emotional block. Okay, so this could be you, this could be person, friend, family, romantic. We have crown chakra activated. I just saw. Alright, let's give the cards a good little shuffle here. See what message come out. I'm gonna shuffle it one more time. And then we'll get the main theme. 5 of the cards. Clarifiers for them. And see what story they tell. Alright, let's get clarifiers. Alright, bottom of the deck. It says put yourself out there and the universe will see you through. So don't be afraid to just put yourself out there. And if you're already doing it, you're on the right track. The main thing for this read is we have the Capricorn card up there. So that could be, endings and new beginnings, a transition, transformation, major transformation, a major ascension. Because transition energy is usually, it's a major thing, You got, transition when it comes to life into the 3D form and so on and so forth. That's major. The middle is lead, I believe here, and if I'm correct, I believe that is the metal Vimoja. I believe it's a metal that can also not be corroded by water. The positive attributes of Capricorn is ambitious, conservative, disciplined, methodical, persevering, political, realistic, responsible, rigid, serious, thrifty, seeks money, status, and power. The negative attributes of Capricorn is alone, frustrated, miserly, and pessimistic. Honestly, I'm feeling more of the energy towards the latter part, and that may be the reason why this bottom of the deck card is out here. Put yourself out there in the universe. We see you through. Go halfway. The universe will meet you the other half of the way. You may be very pessimistic about that. You may be feeling alone. If you are, you need to put yourself out there more. You may be frustrated with current situations that you're dealing with when it comes to all sorts of relationships. Again, you need to put yourself out there so you can meet new people. If you're frustrated with what you have, you're not going to gain a new and different, friend group or whatever if you don't put yourself out there. So, again, with this Capricorn energy, major transformation, all of that, understand why there may be a hesitancy of putting yourself out there, why you may have been maybe in a solitude, isolation energy. But the time is coming for you to take that step again. Alright, so let's get into the first card. Alright, so the first card that we're clarifying is you deserve to feel happiness and emotionally supported. You deserve to feel emotionally supported. Financially supported as well, if that's what you need. Spirit wants you to embrace limitless. My little mother deck here, the cards kind of shifted a little bit, and that's the card that I saw. But you may be feeling alone, frustrated, or miserly pessimistic because you deserve to feel happiness and emotionally supported. You may be feeling alone because, again, you may be distancing yourself from energies that don't support you emotionally in the way that you need to be supported. They don't have the conversations, the deep conversations with you. Or maybe you're afraid to show that side of you. And whomever it is that you're dealing with, whomever it is that you have in your life, you need to be able to be 100% raw and vulnerable with them and not feel like you're going to be judged or that they will have ulterior motives or use it against you on Mad Day. First card to clarify, you deserve to feel happiness and emotionally supported. We have cousin. You may have had a cousin that betrayed you in that way. Could be a cousin that does make you feel that way, and if that's the case, call that person, hang out with them if you can. Next card to clarify, you deserve to feel happiness and emotionally supported. We have refuse to communicate clearly. Okay. So, on the opposite end of that, Like I said, you may have a cousin that refused to communicate. They may be feeling some type of way towards you, and they're not communicating with you about that. And again, you can't fix the matter if a person isn't communicating with you. And you just gotta let that go. You gotta let it go and keep it moving until that person is ready to say what it is they feel. Next card that I'm going to clarify here is forgive and keep it moving. Exactly. Forgive them for not being able to communicate clearly and keep it moving. Whomever it is, keep it moving. Walk away quietly. It doesn't have to be a big blow up. Sometimes you don't even need closure on certain situations. I heard someone say closure is unnecessary. And you need to get to if it's not, you need to get to the point where it is. It's not something that will haunt you or whatever. It won't keep you bound. Like, you don't have to figure it out. It doesn't always have to be a sitcom moment where the big conversation happens and the solution, a conclusion comes. Forgive yourself for the part you played. Forgive that person for the part that they played, because either your energy or that person's energy may not have the bandwidth needed to provide the right kind of closure. There may still need to be experiences had in order for one to truly understand a person and what they need, or where they lacked, or some people don't have the bandwidth for closure, the wisdom needed for closure. You may try to go get closure with someone and they don't say the right words. First card to clarify, forgive, and keep it moving is the representative. Exactly. This person may be so tied up in their representative that, again, they don't have the bandwidth to give you the closure needed, because they're not even operating in their true and authentic self. They're not being true to their feelings. They still have healing that they need to do, and right now you're associating with the shell, a shell of a person. And who knows if they will ever come out of that shell, if they will ever take down that wall. They may not notice it, but you do, because of that emotional block. They won't let you get past a certain point. Maybe they can't allow you to get past a certain point because there's already someone over there. And it's just too much to deal with, and they're not going to release the other person in order to give you what you need, the emotional support and everything that you need, the commitment perhaps. the promotion, if you're already working a job, if this is about career. The next card to clarify, forgive, and keep it moving. And again, if this is about a job, you've been going up for a promotion, you're deserving of it. It may be time for you to forgive that job for not seeing your worth and begin looking elsewhere, seeing where your talents can be utilized at its fullest. The next card that we have to clarify, forgive, and keep it moving is a question. Actually, it says, is everything done with integrity? Okay, and you can ask that on your part and the person's part. Okay, and in that case, you may need to forgive yourself and keep moving forward. There's already has been a precedent set in a certain relationship or a certain situation, a certain job, a certain precedent in regards to maybe your position, or even though you are qualified for much more, you've settled for perhaps this spot within the company for so long. They feel like you're okay right there. They don't want to give you more, even though you deserve more. They are okay with giving you less. So now it's up to you to take accountability for what you allow, what you feel you deserve. The first card out was you deserve to feel happiness and emotionally supported. Do you feel that in that job? Do you feel that in that relationship? Do you feel that in that friendship? If not, you need to put yourself out there and know that the universe will see you through. The universe will meet you the other way. Putting yourself out is you going halfway, and the universe is going to take care of the rest. Okay? You may not be feeling happiness and emotionally supported because you're dealing with a representative of someone as well. Again, this could be due to hurt, and you just got to forgive that person and keep it moving. Again, this could all be, you got to look at the subconscious and conscious aspects of people, and they may be unconsciously doing a lot of things, in that case where you quietly remove yourself, it's kind of impossible to have closure, real kind of closure, when the other person is completely unawares because they refuse to see. They're completely oblivious to it, to maybe the underlying things that motivate their actions, their movements, the things that they choose to send or communicate. The next card we're going to clarify here is trajectory. So, yeah, and with the upward hour, your trajectory is going up. Okay? That's why you must forgive and keep it moving. You must accept your accountability in the part and the part that you played, the red flags that you overlooked. Staying when you know you should have left, participating when you know you should have tapped out, participating in the foolishness. You need to accept accountability for your part. Forgive yourself forgive that person and keep it moving. The next card to clarify trajectory, and an upward trajectory is the basis of fully loaded home run. Like you're about to hit a home run. Your trajectory is going upward. You have everything loaded up in your favor. You just got it. All you have to do is take the swing. All right? Put yourself out there, and the universe will see you through. The universe will make sure you hit that home run. But you got to be bold enough to step up to the plate and to swing. Next card to clarify trajectory, we have time to compartmentalize. Okay, and that has to do with, these relationships, the emotions that are involved in these relationships, whether it's career, romantic, familial, or platonic friends. It's time to compartmentalize your emotions. It says here the need to walk away completely. It says take time and mental space needed to delegate and separate your feelings. And this is coming out with trajectory, the forward trajectory, and the space is being fully loaded. Once you're able to compartmentalize these things, make mind over heart decisions, really trust your intuition and the feelings that you have about certain things. In previous reads, we stated that at this point of evolution, ascension, and enlightenment, you can begin to look at your feelings as knowings. Like you're feeling this, look at whatever, if you have a feeling about something, know it. If you know what I mean. It's kind of, it's confusing. But again, you have to take that leap of faith. You have to face that uncertainty. Yes, it's uncomfortable. And we want to go back to people pleasing so that things can be more comfortable. But it's time to face that uncertainty. Next card that we're going to clarify is write, burn, and release. We also have the cat's purr, 174 hertz, and also hard to get along with. Okay. And these people may be hard to get along with because they're not walking in their true and authentic self. And maybe it's you that's hard to get along with because you're not fully living in your purpose and in the fullness that you are capable of. Again, with the accountability, we can't keep blaming anything outside of ourselves. So you may need to do a write, burn, and release. Decree and declare what it is that either you want to rid your energy field of, or you can do a write, burn, and release with what you want to call in to your life. This is coming out directly underneath. You deserve to feel happiness and emotionally supported. So maybe that is what your write, burn, and release need to be focused on. You asking the universe to bring you people that will make you feel and show you that you deserve to feel happiness, that bring nothing but happiness to you unconditionally, that will bring emotional support to you unconditionally, you know, that you can bring up your insecurities and maybe your trust issues, and they will be patient with you because you've experienced so much conditional love. You know, you've experienced so many people chasing after toxicity. When you provide, you know, a healthy way of communicating things, and then people see it as boring and take you for granted. They bend over backwards for these toxic people that treat them like shit, but here you are, ready to give your all, and you know, the simplest things that you ask for is met with pushback. Forgive and keep it moving. Again, those people are confused. They are unevolved. We'll just say it like that. They're not involved. They don't have the bandwidth needed and required in order for a relationship with you to thrive. You won't be able to thrive in that sort of relationship. And that's why you have to just be honest with yourself. Forgive and keep it moving. You're dealing with someone that can put forth the image of what you want, but can they really embody? Do they really embody what it is that you want and need? Last card that we're going to clarify here is one side way thought about a chosen can get you incarcerated spiritually. Spirit says, forgive and keep it moving. Yeah, these people, these representatives may smile in your face, but once you begin to walk away and take your energy back, these people will talk shit about you, whether it's in their mind, because it says just one sideway thought. They ain't even gotta speak it. Spirit wants you to know the level of protection and covering that you had, and you don't have to sit and wallow and feel like these people have gotten away with draining your energy and trying to use you. They did not get away with it. And so that may be able to help you to compartmentalize the relationship, to walk away emotionally, mentally, maybe not physically completely. Like I said, we're quietly walking away. And so that could just be with, again, just retracting your energy and attention. First card to clarify, one sideway thought about a chosen can get you incarcerated spiritually. We have let go of known world. So here we go with that uncertainty, being okay with the uncertainty. And then also being okay with walking away. And knowing that spirit got your back. It says let go of known worlds and reach for the unfamiliar. Again, dealing with these representatives may be a familiar world to you. And walking away from that, you feel alone, frustrated, miserly, and pessimistic, that the negative aspects of Capricorn. Or I wouldn't say the negative, let's just say the other end of the spectrum. The shadow, we'll say the shadow side. Because we know that the shadow is a part of us. And those feelings in this case are completely justified and shouldn't be seen as negative. It's just part of letting go of known worlds, letting go of the familiar. When you let that go to grow, you're gonna feel alone. You're gonna feel frustrated. It's a new beginning again. Going back to the transition aspect of Capricorn, the endings and new beginnings. You're gonna feel alone. You're gonna feel frustrated. You may feel even miserly and pessimistic because it's unsettling to reach for the unfamiliar. It's unsettling. It's scary. But it is also liberating. It's freeing you from the fakeness, from the representative, the people who put forth an image. So you need to have faith that spirit got your back and will regulate on whomever try to speak down on your name or even think. Spirit says even just one thought, one sideways thought about you will get motherfuckers fucked up at this point. That's how much you've elevated and ascended spiritually, and you need to understand that about yourself. And it's okay when the entire program that you've been put through has reinforced unworthiness within you. Everywhere you turn, at your core beliefs, your religion says you are unworthy, born in sin. If you're a woman, not even mentioned in the Bible, this further brainwashes you about your unworthiness, the lack of respect, unworthiness. Or if you're a black person or a person of color, everywhere you turn, it's programmed to be. You're programmed to your unworthiness or the fact that you are always underneath another energy, when that is not the case at all. So you need to stop dealing in the representative. The representative that you're standing in is one of unworthiness. And you need to forgive yourself for operating in that representative energy of unworthiness. Forgive yourself and then keep it moving. Okay, the next card that we have to clarify, one sideway thought about the chosen can get you incarcerated spiritually, and that's even in your own you. Okay, you can't be thinking sideways about yourself, because it's going to get you spiritually incarcerated, and you know that. You start thinking negatively about yourself, then you're going to be stuck in a cycle of pessimism and thinking negatively about yourself. Because we know that you think one bad thought, another one comes, and another one comes until you pull yourself out of it. This even goes for you. Again, so forgive yourself for thinking negatively about yourself and keep it moving. You can't even think negatively about your own self without your spirit team slapping you upside your head. You're like, oh, okay, this is what you want to do? Is this what we're doing? You got bases fully loaded with the upward and forward trajectory. Everything going for you in your favor. But you sitting here doubting yourself. Wow. The last card we have to clarify, and the last card for the main energy, the main attraction cards here, is something big is being set into motion. That's why you can't have no sideways thoughts about yourself. No sideways thoughts about anything that you've walked away from. Because you have, again, we even been through this in the past reads, where you have a little small teddy bear in your hand, but the universe has a big teddy bear behind its back. You don't see it, but the universe has its hand out for you to give them that little teddy bear so they can give you this big one that's so big you can't even hold it within your arms. You couldn't even imagine the teddy bear that the universe wants to replace the little one with. But just that little small moment of uncertainty, you're afraid to face that. You rather just keep settling. No. Something big is being set into motion. That's why you need to get things right within yourself. Stop settling. Know you deserve more. Or you will constantly be dealing with relationships where people refuse to communicate clearly, where they're hard to get along with. You're gonna continuously deal with representatives, because you settling as a representative, that's not your true and authentic self. Your true and authentic self won't settle. You know. So let's just pull random cards out of the deck. We have Clown Chakra, false intelligence, full of BS, disillusion. Okay, bottom of the deck is hold space for miracles. Stop operating in your clown chakra and hold space for miracles. Collective. Okay. Embrace the challenges is the card that I just pulled out here. You have everything you need to embrace whatever challenges that may come to oppose your trajectory. Fortune is in your favor. It's the card that came out here. Next card. Embrace the challenge, family, because fortune is in your favor. And again, you may be dealing with people who have this false intelligence. They're full of BS. They're disillusioned. They're representative. They're operating in their representative. Stop matching their energy, because that's not your true and authentic self. That's not your destiny. The next card here is withholding praise. You know, anyone that you feel withhold praise, anyone that you feel that when I begin to talk, I hear you doing everything else but paying attention to me, giving me your undivided attention, even though you can tell me some of the same story 300 times and I act like it's the first time you've ever told it to me. I don't make you feel bad. I don't make you feel like what you say isn't interesting or worthy of listening to. Okay. The next card, it says their attacks will always backfire. Bitterness always circle back and poison them instead. And that is their reward for envy and for deception. So again, know that any one sideway thought about a chosen will get them incarcerated. So these people that may be bitter or trying to attack you, they're gonna get fucked up. Okay, this card says Jesus never wanted religion. He wanted leaders. Religion creates followers. Okay. Stop dealing with these followers. You are a leader. It says your old frequency is an attention whore. Your old frequency wants you to go back to people pleasing, to being comfortable. But there's no way. There's no way that old skin, like that you've already begun shedding it. There's no way you can go back into it. Look, it says stepping into position. Exactly. Your old frequency is an attention whore, but you're stepping into position in your new frequency. That's why these old energies are trying to come back up. That's why people around you aren't communicating clearly. That's that your old frequency setting up things so you can go back into playing small. But again, stepping into position, the next card is prosperity overflow. There's going to be a prosperity overflow. Like I said, you're on an upward trajectory. Your bases are fully loaded. You're about to hit this home run. You're about to step into position to the batter's plate, whatever it's called. And you're about to hit this home run. You're going to embrace the challenges that can represent like the fears of you stepping to the plate. You know, what if the whole team is exhausted of its hitters and you're the only one there left that could step up to the plate with bases fully loaded? And you're like, I hadn't even played any games this season because they've been using, the other players that, for whatever reason. You got to face all of those fears and put yourself out there. And know that the universe will meet you and see you through. Meet you halfway and see you through. Even though you've been on the bench, you've been practicing. You've been doing the work to learn your craft. And now that it's showtime, there may be a lot of fear of you stepping to the plate. But Spirit says embrace those challenges. Fortune is in your favor, so step into position. And as you do so, you will get this overflow of prosperity. You will step up to the plate, hit that home run, and bring all of those bases home, including yours. Okay? You're going to be shutting everybody up. Next card we have is speed learning. I feel like there's going to be a lot of downloads and uploads that's going to happen. And that is what is going to... So whatever, when you put yourself out there, that is going to be whatever it is that you need to learn, you're going to be downloaded with with what you need. You just need to trust your instincts, trust your intuition, trust the guidance that you receive, because it would lead you to exactly what you need to know in order to overcome. But this is again the battle between this. Literally, is the card that came out. It says the familiar and unknown challenging. The familiar. I don't know why I can't say that that word, because I've been using familial in regards to family a lot. But the familiar and the unknown is challenging each other. Again, we have that card just worded in a different way. There we go. I literally put that card on top of the card. It says the frequency, your old frequency is an attention whore. The familiar is trying to get attention and wants you to go back into that energy of feeling unworthiness. That's familiar. That's the old frequency you were on. But that's the representative. The next card that came out is Hold Space for Miracles. That I felt my heart chakra opening when I read that card. Hold space for miracles. Put yourself out there. Step into position. Embrace the challenges of the familiar and the unknown. Embrace those challenges. And know that when you step out on faith, Spirit got the rest of it, because you did the work by stepping out. And remember, we had the stepping into position card. This is exactly what you're doing, because you know you deserve happiness and to be emotionally supported. Okay. Next card we have is Prepare to Leave or Block a Noun. Prepare to leave or block a person, place, or thing, because whatever it is going in circles, and it's time for you to get off of that hamster wheel, running and running and running, spending so much energy but going nowhere. You're in situations where your energy is being feasted on. And so you may have to block out certain energies. The bottom of the deck card says, every time you laugh, you break curses. Okay? So watch a comedy. Spirit wants you to laugh. There may be some black magic somebody's trying to throw on you right now. You may be feeling down about a situation. Go find you something online that makes you laugh. A comedian that's coming to mind right now is Jason Banks. So once I finish this read, I may go see if I can find his comedy special. I think that's his name. I'm not 100% sure. But every time you laugh, you break curses. Again, know that something big is being set into motion. You just got to do your part and show up. All you got to do is step to the plate. Remember, the speed learning came out here. So you step up to the plate, and you're just going to get the download that you need on how to position your body, how to swing. Everything is just going to come to you because you conquered half the battle. We have January that just came out here. So could be dealing with the Aquarius as well. Capricorn was already out here with the main energy. Something major could have happened in the month of January that set all of this off. And we have respect on your name. That may be when you started making people put respect on your name in the month of January. Who knows? There could have been something that you did in the month of January that had people that was a sign of this change happening within you. Where this journey first, really started to be set into motion. It says you have not experienced your brightest of days yet. Keep pushing, forgive, and keep it moving. Know that most likely a lot of the people that you're dealing with in your life right now are representatives. Learn the lesson, but keep showing up. Okay? We have May here. We just come out of the month of May. And it says just get going. It won't be perfect, but it will be exactly what it's meant to be. Just get started. It'll be everything that it's supposed to be. Be exactly what it's supposed to be. And it will get better. Just keep going. Okay? The creating conflict card just came out. Just get going. When you get going, of course, there's going to be entities and energy that wants to create conflict because they want to keep you small. They don't want you to experience your brightest of days because that leaves all of that energy for them to drain. But no, keep going. It says, how would you speak if the love you prayed for was already in your life? Okay? So the just get going, it won't be perfect, but it will be exactly what it's meant to be. This could have to do with a romantic situation, you getting going and walking away, a person that you may be dealing with that you may need to prepare to block or leave. That person may create conflict, but you need to speak as if the love that you prayed for was already in your life. If it was in your life now, you wouldn't. If that person was who that was supposed to be, you wouldn't be walking away from them. They would make you feel happiness. They will make you feel emotionally supported. Obviously, they're not making you feel that way because you're walking away. And so, of course, conflict will be created, but keep moving. Yes, you may feel alone and frustrated, but that's exactly where you're meant to be at this time. And standing in faith, standing in that uncertainty, choosing you and your highest self. And when you do that, these people's projections will backfire. The card that just came out is projections backfiring. Okay, these people withheld praise from you so that you can feel beholden unto them. Or when they do decide to give you a little bit of praise, you can feel Like, it's everything. But their projections is backfiring. So them trying to make you, if they were trying to make you feel unworthy, even subconsciously, all of the things they are being they will be faced with. Okay. Look, we have low vibration coming out here. These low vibrating people, of course, they're gonna try to create conflict. The low vibration card says blame, mental illness, not focused on self, gossip, slander, overindulging. Okay. These are the type of people that are going to try to be creating conflict once you get going, as in walking out of their life, withholding your energy and not allowing it to be siphoned. The next card is the healer card. You are tapping into your healer energy, and you are releasing these relationships that breadcrumb. We have crown chakra cleanse that just came out. So, and then we also have that Libra energy. You need to cleanse your energy of that wishy-washy energy. We know that Libras can be wishy-washy. They are the scales, but, when they're operating in their shadow, they're indecisive and all of that. You may be with the crown, if there's a crown chakra cleanse is needed, that's because there's a lot of wishy-washiness going on, because you are out of alignment in some way, shape, form, or fashion, or these people around you are out of alignment. These low vibrational people are out of alignment with who you are becoming, what you need, what you deserve, the bandwidth required for you to thrive. They don't have it. Okay. And their insecurities, the insecurity they try to put onto you by withholding praise, by not committing to you, by not supporting you emotionally, by refusing to communicate clearly. That insecurity that they tried to push on you is now hitting them, whether they did it consciously or unconsciously. It still needs to hit them so that it can trigger them, and so that they can awaken and begin to do their own shadow work. Look, we have their life is falling apart, and that is going to trigger them into focusing on themselves. For one, not thinking negatively on you or blaming you. They're gonna have to focus on their own shit. And it says, you're making me look bad. Look, blaming you. That's what that low vibrational energy does. They want to blame you because you're not allowing yourself to be used as a welcome mat. We know the welcome mat in someone's home gets treated the worst. People, if they step in some shit outside, they're out there rubbing their foot on the welcome mat to get it off before they step into your home. Trampled upon. They want you to continue to be that energy around them. Your energy is so powerful. It gives them a level of protection. But now that you're taking your power back, you are reserving that level of protection for yourself. I literally just pulled the overlooking red flags card. You need to slow down and reflect. Okay? A lot of these people are successful because of your energy. Your love. Well, I'm not going to say that. But it does help. And I feel like it helps because it boosts their self-esteem. And so they go out into the world feeling bulletproof while you're scrounging for your next meal. Not literally, but, self-esteem wise, perhaps. The next card, the card that just came out is thank you next. And he's like, okay, thank you for showing me what I needed to see about myself. And now it's on to the next. Look, I literally just pulled the deep spiritual transformation card. And that was one of the first things we said or spoke about in regards to this read. It says shift from wanting to having. Just like this card says, how would you speak if the love you prayed for was already in your life? We're shifting from wanting to having. That's why we need to speak as if we already have the love that we prayed for. When we have that beautiful love that we know have our back no matter what, we feel invincible. We won't feel trapped. There won't be second guessing, doubt. There's just a lightness, a euphoria. We can have that person be everything we want superficially, just when it comes to looks. We can have that. Like I watched this podcast, I guess you can say, of this young lady, and she was a stud, but she was talking about how she wrote out exactly what she wanted in her partner, her wife, to be if they're not already married. And she was like, I got everything I wanted on my list, and it came to me. I think she mentioned that her wife, or the person that she prayed for, asked for, is even from a whole nother country. And she came to her. She showed up in her spirit. So Spirit says, stop looking for love right now. That's what, because the card that came out is fuck love right now. And that's just basically saying stop putting all the energy towards, anyone in your life right now, because I don't feel like anyone that's in your life right now is meant to be the person to be your life partner. If we're gonna be completely a buck about it, when this card comes out, it feels like there's no one, anybody that you're dealing with in your life is not supposed to be your life partner. That's the reason why you haven't experienced the brightest of days yet, because the people that will make up the background of that has not, you're not in contact with them just yet. Okay, your energy needs to be protected right now. And it says your equal is preparing for you. Again, they hadn't walked in just yet. The next card says step through the golden gateway into your own mastery. The time is now. Again, your energy needs to be protected. You need to be just focusing on you. Just as your equal is preparing for you, you need to continue to just, prepare for them as well. So this learning journey, spiritual journey, it never ends. We're continuously learning, continuously getting better. So keep doing the things, because remember, the last card that came out is something big is being set into motion. So step through the golden gateway. The time is now. Put yourself out there. It won't be perfect, but it'll be exactly what it's meant to be. There's a flow of prosperity that's just waiting for you to step into position. Know that everything will be provided for you. You will be downloaded or uploaded with whatever information you need in order to thrive. Okay? It's time to stop blaming everyone else. Stop being like these people of your past, these representatives that want to blame everybody else. It's everybody else's fault. Okay? So I feel like that's what people outside of you, that people that you're walking away from, has done and may still be doing. The next card that came out is pitting everyone against you. But remember, the cards that came out before that is fuck love right now and step through the golden gateway into your own mastery. Okay? That golden gateway, stepping through that allows you to hold space for miracles, but it is also protection energy. So spend your time in meditation if you need to, because it's protecting you from these people that operate in their representatives, that like to blame everyone else, that's in this low vibrational energy. So not only should you play some Cat's Purr 174 hertz, but you should also play some crown chakra frequencies as well. Okay? These people are trying to call you back into the old timeline. The card that just came out here is they want you to be grateful for their breadcrumbs and half-ass attempts, the gaslighting. And you gotta tell them motherfuckers, fuck you. No, I deserve more. These people that want you to be grateful for breadcrumbs, they may try to threaten to walk away. The audacity, and you're gonna be like, bye. Because what card came out before that is fuck love right now. The next card that came out is you are amazing. You need to understand that you are amazing. So if anybody want to walk away from you because they ain't got what it take and want to get mad because they ain't got what it take because they don't want to put in the work, then let them. Okay? The card that just came out is attempt to make you feel ostracized, unworthy, pushed back. You are amazing. So don't allow these people to do that. The next card is the Most High can trust you to ascend, Mother Gaia. I feel like you've mastered this earth plane, whether you know it or not, you have. And this is going to help you to master this energy. Look, the leveling up card just came out. You are leveling up. And you're no longer putting yourself on the back burner for the convenience of other people. It's time for you to stop doing that. And I just cut to love of your life. I do feel like a beautiful love is coming in. As you level up, that your person is being prepared. I feel like they're almost ripe and ready for you. Remember, in the main read, the last card was something big is being set into motion. So you need to step through that golden gateway into your own mastery. Just do the meditations you need to be in a miracle mentality and to hold space for miracles. That's all you need to do, is to just show up for yourself in a positive way and speak life into yourself. That is all that is required from you at this time. It's just to show up. Because everything that you need, the downloads, the uploads will come. The downloads and the uploads will come to guide you each and every time. Each and every time to support you. Okay? You're going to have some people throwing temper tantrums because they see that their tricks ain't working on you no more. And you're done. You're done with the inflictions that Tony Baker would put on that. You're done. I can't say it like he says it, but anyway, family, I think I'm gonna end it right there. I hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. My battery is definitely going out. It's telling me I need to put my charger on. The time is 1:11:17. So we got 111, new beginnings energy for sure. So just show up, family. That's all you need to do. Is just show up and show out. Just you showing up is you showing out. Because again, you're going to show up and you're going to get the downloads you need to, and every move you make will be the right move. Like I said, just get going. It won't be perfect, but it will be exactly what it's meant to be. It'll be exactly what is needed for the moment, whatever that may be. Just go and be true to yourself. Be authentic to yourself. Don't settle. Period. Someone want to say, oh, you bougie. Oh, well, I did this and blah, 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 and woo, 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 woo. If whatever they did wasn't enough, it just ain't fucking enough for you. Own it. And be like, well, it wasn't enough. You don't have the bandwidth. And that's okay. Let's just keep it moving. And let me take those expectations off of you. And whatever I need to do to take those expectations off of you and not feel completely drained myself, then that's what we need to shift into that's where this relationship needs to shift into. Even if that means digressing. You may have to demote some people so that your expectations won't be so high. If they can't meet up to the expectations you have, then demote their ass. And they should feel comfortable in a demotion, because that takes the pressure off of them. Like, they should be grateful for the demotion. That means their lack of emotions they can stay in that lack of emotion. Impatience clouds your faith and makes you restless. So, Spirit, don't be impatient for things to shift. You want to feel appreciated. And there's some people out there that's trying to trap you by not making you feel appreciated in the way you need to be. Again, withholding praise. This next card says you're supposed to be waiting, but you've been pushing and planning tactics and seeking solutions, distracting yourself, only to be brought back to square one. And have now created more trouble. It says, this is process. It's inevitable. This release is inevitable. This inevitable release. And And I don't know, I'm not really getting the last part of why I wrote that, but again, just show up. All you have to do is show up. Like you said, you're supposed to be waiting, just in the flow. But you've been pushing, planning tactics or whatever, seeking solutions. You just need to put yourself out there and allow yourself to be guided. You are a God ordained assassin out here. In these streets. The last card, it says love will never have you in competition. Love will never triangulate you. Alright, I've put all the cards up. So, again, I'm going to end it there. Hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I love you all, and until next time. Getting a little tongue-tied. And until next time, peace.